Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare dime coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. If you've ever dreamed of finding a small silver coin that could change your fortune, today's episode is for you. We're diving deep into the mysterious and valuable world of one of America's most iconic and collectible coins, the Mercury Dime from the year 1937. This coin may look small and unassuming, but don't be fooled, because hidden in its elegant design lies a rich history, a fascinating legacy, and, yes, the possibility of serious money. So grab your coin collections, sit back, and stay with us until the end, because we'll be revealing just how much a rare 1937 Mercury Dime can be worth today, and let's just say, the number might surprise you. Let's begin our journey with a bit of backstory. The Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, was minted from 1916 to 1945. It gets its nickname, Mercury, because the image on the front resembles the Roman god Mercury, but it's actually a portrayal of liberty wearing a wing cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. This coin isn't just a piece of change, it's a symbol of American ideals, minted during some of the most transformative years in the country's history. And now, let's talk specifically about the 1937 issue. The world was in the grip of the Great Depression. America was recovering slowly, and life was tough for many. Coins like the Mercury Dime passed through countless hands, buying bread, newspapers, or a few minutes on a payphone. The dime was small in size, but massive in significance. And among all the coins in circulation at that time, the 1937 Mercury Dime holds a special place. So what makes the 1937 version stand out? For one, it's nearly 100 years old, and yet its elegant design continues to captivate collectors and historians alike. On the obverse, we see the beautiful Winged Liberty, a masterpiece crafted by renowned sculptor Adolph A. Weinman. Flip it over, and the reverse features a bundle of fasces, a symbol of unity and strength wrapped in olive branches, representing peace. It's not just currency. It's a message, but design alone doesn't make a coin valuable. Rarity, condition, and special features are what truly drive a coin's market worth. And here's where the 1937 Mercury Dime becomes exciting. While millions were minted across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, only a very small number of these coins have survived in pristine condition, what collectors call mint state. These untouched examples, free from scratches, wear, or tarnish, are now incredibly rare, but there's more. Some of the most valuable 1937 Mercury Dimes have something else going for them, striking errors or variations. For example, a rare full band strike on the reverse, where all the horizontal lines on the fasces are sharply defined, can make the coin significantly more desirable. These full bands coins are the holy grail for Mercury Dime collectors because they show the coin was struck perfectly and preserved flawlessly. And now imagine this. You come across an old coin jar in your attic, or maybe you inherit a small collection from a grandparent. You pick up a shiny silver dime dated 1937 and notice it's in unusually good shape. You flip it over and see those crisp, clear bands on the reverse. At first glance, it's just a 10-cent coin, but you might be holding a small fortune in your fingers. Let's talk rarity and market demand. Mercury Dimes have an extremely active collector base. People all over the world seek to complete their sets, especially those who collect by year and mint mark. The 1937 dimes from San Francisco and Denver mints are particularly coveted when they're in top condition. Combine that with a full bands designation and an uncirculated grade, and you're looking at a real prize. So where does the value come in? How much can this dime really be worth? Well, for those lucky enough to own a 1937 Mercury Dime in superb uncirculated condition with full bands detail, the value isn't measured in cents anymore. It's measured in thousands of dollars. And if you happen to own a piece that's been graded at the highest levels, perfect surfaces, sharp strikes, and zero damage, you're not just holding a rare coin. You're holding a historical artifact with serious monetary value. Now, as promised, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. A single 1937 Mercury Dime in exceptional mint state, especially with full bands, has been sold at auctions for prices ranging anywhere from $7,000 all the way up to $65,000. That's right, what was once a 10-cent coin can now be worth the price of a brand new luxury car. So before you toss that old coin jar aside or dismiss a dusty box of change as worthless, take a closer look. You might just discover a 1937 Mercury dime hiding among the pennies and nickels, waiting patiently to change your life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most valuable dimes, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we've got plenty more rare coin stories coming your way, each with the potential to uncover hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep hunting, keep dreaming, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Coin number 2. We're unlocking the secrets of a truly special coin, one that may be hiding in plain sight in old collections, dusty drawers, or forgotten piggy banks. We're talking about the stunning and mysterious 1942 Mercury dime from the United States. Don't let its small size fool you. This tiny silver coin is packed with beauty, symbolism, and yes, potentially life-changing value. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll learn why this little dime from 1942 could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. And now, let's rewind the clock to the year 1942. America was deep in the throes of World War II. Every corner of the nation was contributing to the war effort. Factories were producing weapons and supplies, families were rationing, and people were scraping together whatever coins they could find just to get by. The Mercury dime was part of daily life. It bought newspapers, candy bars, bus fare. It passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, mothers, and children. And yet, among the millions minted, only a small fraction have survived in pristine condition. Even fewer contain a secret that makes them incredibly valuable. Before we dive into those rare errors and surprises, let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this iconic coin. On the front of the Mercury dime, you'll find one of the most elegant and timeless portraits ever featured on U.S. currency, a depiction of Liberty wearing a winged cap. Though it's commonly mistaken for the Roman god Mercury, this image is actually Liberty herself, symbolizing the freedom of thought. Designed by Adolph A. Weinman, this artistic masterpiece was minted from 1916 to 1945 and still captures the imagination of collectors around the world. Now flip the coin, and the reverse is just as powerful. It shows a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe, symbolizing strength through unity, wrapped in olive branches to represent peace. This was more than just currency. It was a message. A quiet reminder in a time of global war that peace and strength must go hand in hand. But let's talk about what really gets collectors excited: rarity and condition. While the 1942 Mercury dime was minted in large numbers across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, not all of them were created equally. Most of these coins were used heavily and show signs of wear. But the ones that escaped circulation, those with razor-sharp detail, gleaming luster, and zero scratches, are the gems that collectors dream of. And these are rare, but the real treasure lies in a specific minting mistake. Yes, you heard that right. One of the most valuable Mercury dimes of all time is a result of an error. During the production of the 1942 dimes, a small batch was struck using a 1942 die over a 1941 die. This created a now famous variety known as the 1942 over 1941 overdate error. It's a small detail that's hard to notice unless you look closely, but for those who know what they're looking for, it can be a goldmine. If you ever get your hands on a 1942 Mercury dime, grab a magnifying glass and check the date carefully. Look for signs of doubling, especially around the 2 and the 1 in the date. If the numbers appear layered or unusually thick, you might just have a 1942 over 1941 error dime. And yes, they exist for both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Add to that the full bands designation, where the horizontal lines on the fasces are fully separated and sharply defined, and now you're talking about extreme rarity. These coins are graded by professional services and, when they're in top mint state condition, they can command truly astonishing prices at auction. Imagine owning something no bigger than your thumbnail, yet it could pay for an entire college education or even a luxury car. That's the power of this little silver piece of American history, and it's not just the error coins. Even a standard 1942 Mercury dime in pristine uncirculated condition, especially with full bands, can be incredibly valuable due to its age, beauty, and collector demand. But how much can a 1942 Mercury dime actually be worth today? Well, we've seen rare examples, especially those with the overdate error where top-grade full bands condition fetch incredible prices on the open market. These are the coins that turn casual collectors into passionate treasure hunters. So now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the value. If you happen to own a 1942 Mercury dime that has been perfectly preserved and graded in top mint state condition, or better yet, if it features the rare 1942 over 1941 error, its value can range anywhere from $5,000 All the way up to $55,000, yes, you heard that correctly. What was once a 10-cent coin could now be worth the same as a brand new car, or even a down payment on a house. So before you walk past that old coin jar again, or dismiss Grandpa's dusty coin collection as junk, take another look. That tiny Mercury dime might just be hiding in plain sight, waiting to reward a sharp-eyed collector like you. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating coins, don't forget to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. We've got plenty more rare coin stories coming your way, each one more exciting than the last. Coin number 3. We're talking about a very special coin. A coin that marked the end of an era, the close of a war, and the beginning of a legend in American coinage. The Mercury dime from the year 1945. Now, don't let its common appearance fool you. This little silver dime might seem ordinary at first glance, but when you know what to look for, it could be one of the most valuable coins you ever come across. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this dime is such a big deal to collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. And stay tuned, because near the end, we'll reveal just how much this coin can actually be worth in today's market. Let's begin by traveling back to the year 1945. The world was changing. World War II was coming to an end. Soldiers were returning home, the nation was rebuilding, and the US Mint was still hard at work, producing coins for an economy ready to boom again. And in that moment of transition came one of the most beautifully designed and symbolically powerful coins ever created, the Mercury dime. Although it had been in production since 1916, the 1945 issue was the final year this coin would be minted. That's right, the last Mercury dime ever made was struck in 1945, making it a highly significant piece for collectors. The Mercury dime's design is stunning and unmistakable. On the front, we see the head of Liberty, wearing a winged cap. At first glance, many people think it's the Roman god Mercury, hence the name, but it's actually a representation of freedom of thought, with the wings symbolizing liberty of mind and spirit. It's an artistic and powerful image that captures the ideals of a nation that had just emerged from one of history's greatest conflicts. Turn the coin over, and you'll find an equally striking design. The reverse features a fasces, an ancient Roman symbol of authority, rods tied together with an axe in the middle, surrounded by olive branches. It's a clear message: strength through unity, with peace as the ultimate goal. For a coin minted at the very end of the war, the symbolism couldn't be more perfect. Now, let's get into the part that every collector wants to know: what makes the 1945 Mercury dime so rare and valuable? First, there's the simple fact that it was the final year of production. That alone makes it a must-have for anyone trying to complete a full Mercury dime set. But rarity in the coin world doesn't only depend on age. It depends on condition, strike quality, and most excitingly, errors, and the 1945 Mercury dime has all of the above. You see, while the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints produced millions of these dimes, most of them were used in everyday transactions. They were carried in pockets, tossed into vending machines, and clinked around in jars for years. That means finding a 1945 Mercury dime in pristine, uncirculated condition is actually quite rare. And when you do find one, it can be worth far more than 10 cents, but wait, it gets even better. One of the most sought-after varieties of the 1945 Mercury dime is known as the Micro S. This special variety was minted in San Francisco, and what makes it stand out is the tiny S mint mark on the reverse. Unlike the standard mint mark, the Micro S is noticeably smaller, believed to be the result of a reused or repurposed mint punch. This small detail makes a huge difference to collectors, and the Micro S variety has become one of the most desirable Mercury dimes ever. But there's another major factor that can dramatically boost the coin's value: the full bands designation. What does that mean? On the reverse of the coin, the fasces, the bundle of rods, has horizontal bands wrapped around it. If those bands are fully visible and clearly separated, it indicates a strong, precise strike from a fresh die. Coins with full bands are far more rare and valuable, especially from the 1945 mintage. Now imagine this: you're going through an old coin collection and come across a 1945 Mercury dime. You flip it over and see the small Micro S mint mark. You look closer and see the full bands perfectly defined. You may have just found something extraordinary, and it's not just collectors chasing these coins. Investors, historians, and even museums are interested in Mercury dimes because of their historical significance and rising market value. The demand has grown significantly in recent years, and prices at auctions have reached incredible heights, especially for those few coins in near perfect condition or with those rare and desirable characteristics. So, how much could your 1945 Mercury dime be worth? Well, if it's a standard circulated coin with some wear and tear, it might only be worth a few dollars. But if you have a coin in mint state condition, especially one with the rare micro S variety, or the coveted full bands detail, the value skyrockets. And now, as promised, let's talk real numbers. A top graded 1945 Mercury dime, especially one with full bands or the rare micro S variety, can be worth anywhere from $2,000 all the way up to $50,000. Yes, you heard that right. A tiny silver coin, once worth just 10 cents, could now be worth the same as a brand new luxury vehicle. So the next time you're looking through an old coin collection, pay attention. Look closely. That dime might not just be a piece of change, it could be a piece of American history. And if you're lucky, it might just change your life. Coin number 4. We're about to uncover the story of a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors for over a century. That's right, we're talking about one of the most legendary coins in American numismatic history, the 1894 dime. It's small, it's silver, and it's steeped in mystery. This isn't just a coin, it's a story, a symbol, and a dream come true for any collector lucky enough to find one. So, let's unlock the mystery of the 1894 dime and stick around until the end, because we'll be revealing exactly how much this rare piece of history could be worth today. Now, before we go any further, let's set the record straight. This isn't a Mercury dime. In fact, it predates the Mercury design by more than 20 years. The Mercury dime wouldn't be minted until 1916. The 1894 dime we're talking about today belongs to the Barber dime series, named after its designer, Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. But here's where it gets interesting. The 1894 Barber dime isn't just any dime, it's one of the rarest coins ever produced by the United States Mint. And its most famous variety? The 1894 S. Barber dime, minted in San Francisco, only 24 of these coins were ever struck. Yes, you heard that right, just 20-4. To put that into perspective, most coins are produced in the hundreds of thousands or even millions. But in 1894, for reasons still debated by historians, the San Francisco Mint struck only 24 of these dimes. Why? No one knows for sure. Some believe it was to balance the books at the mint. Others suggest they were made as gifts for bankers or government officials. A few say it was simply a test run that never went into full production. Whatever the reason, only a few of these coins were ever distributed, and even fewer survived the passage of time. Legend has it that one of these dimes was given to a mint official's daughter. The story goes that she spent it on ice cream, and just like that, one of the rarest coins in history was gone, lost to circulation. Whether it's true or not, it's a tale that adds to the mystery and allure of this elusive coin. So, how do you identify an 1894 Barber dime? First, look at the design. On the obverse side, you'll see the head of Liberty, wearing a Phrygian cap and a laurel wreath, classic symbols of freedom and victory. Around the edge, it reads United States of America, with the date 1894 below. Flip it over, and the reverse is simple yet elegant, the denomination 1 dime surrounded by a wreath of corn, wheat, oak, and maple leaves. If you're lucky enough to spot an S mint mark beneath the wreath, that's your clue, it was minted in San Francisco. And that mint mark, that tiny letter, could mean the difference between an ordinary dime and a six-figure treasure. And now, we have to talk about rarity and survival. Out of the original 24 coins, only 9 are confirmed to still exist today. 9. That's fewer than the number of planets in our solar system. That means this coin is rarer than some of the most exclusive paintings, sports memorabilia, or even luxury watches. It's a once-in-a-lifetime find, and for coin collectors, it's the holy grail. But rarity isn't the only thing that makes this coin valuable. Condition matters too. Coins are graded on a scale, and a higher grade means a higher price. The few surviving 1894 dimes range in condition from circulated examples, meaning they were actually used in daily life, to pristine proof-like specimens that look like they were minted yesterday. Just imagine the thrill of opening an old coin album, flipping through dusty pages, and finding an 1894 dime tucked between the slots. Most people would pass it by without a second glance. But those who know what to look for, well, they could be holding something truly priceless. And what makes it even more exciting is that not all surviving 1894 dimes have been found yet. That's right. Some experts believe a few are still out there, perhaps hiding in private collections, lost in attics, or mixed into jars of old coins forgotten by time. So if you're someone who loves flea markets, garage sales, estate auctions, or inherited a coin collection from a family member, take a closer look. The dime you overlook might be the treasure others spend a lifetime searching for. And now, here's the question everyone wants answered. How much is an 1894 Barbara dime actually worth today? Well, that depends. A lower grade example that shows signs of circulation will still fetch a stunning price. But a coin in better condition, especially one with proof-like qualities and a clear San Francisco mint mark, can command truly jaw-dropping amounts at auction. So what's the value of this little silver dime? A verified 1894 Barbara dime in collectible condition can sell for anywhere from $15,000 to as much as $45,000, yes. A coin that once bought a scoop of ice cream can now buy you a car, or even cover a year of college tuition. Amazing, isn't it? That's the magic of numismatics. Every coin tells a story. Some tell stories of ordinary life, and some, like the 1894 dime, tell stories of history, mystery, and fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's rarest and most valuable dimes, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a discovery. There are still treasures out there waiting to be found, and you just might be the one to find them. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and always check your change. You never know what it could be worth.